If you are currently on the shamanic path in any way, shape, or form, however that looks for you, um, wherever you are in your process, I'm sure you understand if you are watching this video that the path of the shaman is certainly not linear. There are so many initiations and so many different stages that one goes through on this journey. And I can't emphasize this enough. It is certainly not linear and does not follow any kind of absolute whatsoever. You are you are called to wherever it is that the spirits need you to be. You are called to the people that you are meant to work with. You are called to um you are, and I've said this before, you are a liaison. You are a mediator, right, between the spirit realm and the physical realm. So I start by saying that because your relationships as somebody on this path are going to look very different than traditional relationships do. And it took me a long, long, long time to understand this. And I'm still trying to kind of thread it together to make a little bit of sense out of it as much as I can anyway. So today I want to speak a little bit about relationships on this journey and how they look a little bit different than traditional relationships, actually, a lot different than traditional relationships. And for those of you who are new to this channel, I am Christy. I am energy intuitive healer. I am a shaman. I am a bridge between the worlds. So I come to you today with the topic of relationships and understanding relationships in a different way than you've probably been trained to do up to this point. I'm going to invite Spirit into our discussion, and I'm going to ask that whatever messages need to come through, that I'm an open, receptive vessel to pass through any pertinent information that you need to receive today for your highest and greatest good. I ask that this message finds whoever it is that is seeking answers to the unanswerable. Because, I mean, in so many ways, these questions don't have tangible, easy answers. So I'm going to do my best to bring clarity to something that probably can never be understood. So bear with me. Um, Relationships are complex in their own right, right? So even if you're living a traditional life and you get married and you have kids and you have in-laws and you have your regular, you've got your family, it and your friend group, relationships are always complex, even in traditional sense. But now you weave in the fact that a you are working between the realms, right? And you're trying to honor that relationship as well as your relationships with all of the people that you are called to work with in a healing capacity, all the animals and plants and trees and all of Mother Earth that you are being called to work with, as well as deepening and consistently maintaining the relationship between you and the spirit realm. It is a lot. It is a balancing act that requires. I'm going to pause here before I answer in my human way of answering because the spirits are tapping me right now as I'm speaking and going off on my own little tangent about this. So the relationship the spirits want me to remind you that your relationship with spirit and deepening that relationship and giving adequate time and attention and energy to that relationship is going to be at the forefront if you are called to the shamanic path and if you are operating in the role of the shaman while you are here in this existence. This is going to be a little hard for you to hear. I know it's hard for me to still say, and it's hard for me to understand. If a relationship in the physical realm, whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a family relationship of any kind, is taking you away from your calling, the relationship is going to slowly disintegrate. You've got to be able to maintain that relationship with the spirit realm in order to do your work here. Um, that has got to be at the forefront. So if relationships are continually breaking down and changing and transforming and entering new, um, how do I want to say that? Entering a new space or a new, um, I don't know the word there, but if it's entering any kind of a new paradigm and it's shifting, there's a reason for that. So I can only speak based on my own experience and based on what I am being channeled from the spiritual realm. I don't know about you and your experience, but I know in my own experience, this work has required me to absolutely positively sign my life over to a higher realm. In doing that, I mean, I literally gave my life over to the spiritual realm and told and made it very clear that I was opening to allow them to work through me for the remainder of my days here on the earth. So I'm not sure, I can only speak from that space and that place. I'm not sure about your own journey and your own path. If you have agreed to sign your life over, and if you have not, then maybe this video is not going to be for you. If you are still here, it may be for you. And here is what I have received about this particular topic. I find that many relationships in my life have ended and new relationships have begun, and then they've ended and new relationships have begun. The cycle is constantly evolving. The cycle is constantly changing. Very little in my life right now stays stagnant to any degree. And even though I would love to have traditional, quote unquote, relationships with other people, it doesn't seem to be in the cards. And when I have spoken to the spirits about this, and when I have asked for guidance and clarity on this, it is almost always returned to me the following message. And that message is that to try to wrap your mind and your egoic consciousness around anything that you can understand here while you are incarnated in the physical body is nearly impossible to do. You can't understand and put language and put meaning around something that is outside of your scope of reference, right? We are we are operating here no matter how wide or open or receptive we are, no matter how much we try to understand everything that comes and goes from our lives here, it's simply too big and too vast and too, there's too much going on behind the scenes for us to fully be able to categorize and quantify, um, and bring any kind of definition to, um, in this existence. So first, I feel like there needs to be a surrendering of, okay, I accept that my relationships are not going to look traditional. I accept that that people are going to come and go from my life. I accept that I'm not always going to be accepted. I accept that where I am led and where I am called is for the greatest and highest good of both the person that I'm being called to, as well as my own evolution in this particular role as the shaman, as the healer, as the go-between of source and the physical realm. There's got to be a trust that has to be developed and has to be handled with care and compassion. Care and compassion for yourself to understand that this role is complex is just such an understatement. Um, Care and compassion for you as the healer, and for you to be able to embrace the misunderstandings that are certainly going to come about. For you to give yourself grace and give yourself permission to feel the hurt and the pain and the rejection that is going to come, and also feel the elation and the gratitude and the love and the depth of beauty and the depth of healing and the depth of just a magnitude that is just so out of the scope of words that I could possibly pull from right now in any kind of vocabulary. Um, to allow yourself to also receive all of that as well. It is such a rich life. It is rich beyond any measure of any kind. When you embark on this journey and when you decide that you are going to answer this call, the only guarantee I can give to you is that you're going to experience everything that I just described. The despair, the uncertainty, the rejection is going to come, as well as uh, just a richness and a that's beyond anything that you could ever imagine is also going to come. So, as far as relationships go, here is what I will summarize about my experience. My experience has been up, down, all the way around. It's been empty, it's been full, it's been everything in between. And I now can say with certainty that through all of the heartbreak, through all of the pain, through all of the transitions of my human relationships has also led to a deepening of my relationship with the divine, my relationship with source consciousness, my relationship with the spirits has deepened through this um journey. And all I can tell you is when you are feeling those breakdowns, when you are feeling the pain, allow yourself to open and allow the spirits to assist you at that time, in those times of hardship. Allow them, allow your spirit to fully open in all ways, your chakras, allow them to open and receive the love and the relationship that you hold so dearly and that is so I I hesitate to use words because words I feel like just are sometimes not enough. I hope this video helped in some way, shape, or form with the words that I was able to pull through. And continue on, my friend. Continue onward and upward in your journey. It is guaranteed to be a very rewarding and rich experience, to say the least. Until next time, bye.